The heavens wept fire, a terrifying descent from above. A scream, then silence. A brutal dawn. Fear gripped hearts, an icy hand reaching through the chaos. Young eyes saw too much, so much. Below, the earth bled. Every inch contested with fury, no quarter given or asked. Pure desperation, innocence shattered, caught between titans. Their quiet lives, now fragments. A profound, lasting sorrow. Then, the sea itself became a highway. A colossal armada, stretching beyond the horizon, arrived silently. Thousands of vessels, a steel tide, aimed for a small island, a spectacle of immense human might. On those beaches, the weight of the world, each man carrying hope, fear, and destiny's burden. From hidden bunkers, eyes watched. A silent dread, an overwhelming force bearing down. Their time was short. Deep within the rock, resolve hardened into steel. A desperate final stand. No turning back now. Their homeland's final barrier. A sacred duty, a solemn promise to sacrifice everything for it. The storm was coming. A relentless barrage signaling the end of any peaceful moment. A prelude to hell. How did this tranquil place, this ancient land, become history's crucible? A question echoes. This speck of land, seemingly insignificant, held the key to an empire's heart. A vital, brutal objective. The very nature of war, stripped bare. A primal struggle for survival, for something more profound. Two mighty wills collided here. A collision that would reshape millions of lives, forever altering history's course. Beyond Okinawa lay the home islands. The last formidable barrier protecting Japan's very core. For Allied strategists, it was unavoidable. The essential stepping stone, bought at any terrible price. To the Japanese, an impregnable fortress. The final, desperate stand, where every life was a shield. They knew the cost would be immense. A grim harvest of young lives, anticipated by all. Families waited, unaware of the sacrifice unfolding. A somber accounting, etched in blood and tears. This was not just a battle, it was a reckoning. A conflict where mercy had long departed. Okinawa, the brutal fight that began the end. A testament to pure, unyielding human will. By early 1945, the war's tide had irrevocably turned. A long, brutal journey, ever closer to Japan. The Allied island hopping strategy proved effective. Bypassing strongholds, they steadily isolated their desperate foes. But victory exacted a terrible cost. Each hard-won island, tragically soaked in the precious blood of brave men. For Imperial Japan, their vast empire was visibly receding. The vast ocean now felt smaller, more vulnerable. In Tokyo's war rooms, a grim truth settled. Their hard-fought conquests were tragically crumbling one by one. Yet, surrender remained an alien concept. A fervent, unyielding spirit of sacrifice burned deeply within them. The no-surrender doctrine echoed across the land. Better death, they believed, than the profound shame of defeat. Even ordinary civilians were readied for combat. Farmers, mothers, children, preparing to defend their sacred homes. Japan itself would become a fortress. Every hill, every village, transformed into a bitter, unyielding battlefield. A total war of attrition was planned. Bleed the enemy, making them pay dearly for every single step. This desperate final stand had a name: Ketsu-Go, Japan's last fervent hope for their very survival. And Okinawa, a tiny island, became its crucial proving ground, a vital shield for the sacred homeland. Here, Japan would test its unwavering resolve. Every rock, every cave, a bastion against the storm. It was conceived as the ultimate defense, a complex, deadly web of tunnels designed to consume their enemy. Their forces, hardened by years of war, embodied stern discipline, loyalty their creed, duty their guiding star. Each soldier understood his sacred purpose, to fight until the very last breath, a solemn promise. Morale wasn't cheerful but profoundly resolute, an unshakable belief in their sacrifice. their ultimate mission. The crushing fear of dishonor, far heavier than death, drove them. Surrender remained unthinkable. From Tokyo, the strategic outlook was stark. Enormous sacrifices were expected, demanded, for the emperor. Across the vast ocean, American might gathered, a formidable force, unlike any seen before in history. The sheer scale of the invasion was terrifying. Waves of men and steel, relentless, approaching Okinawa's shores. Japanese scouts watched, a cold dread rising. The enemy fleet, an endless shadow, filled the entire horizon. Final, desperate preparations were made. Trenches deepened, ammunition stacked. Every man stood ready. Ancient prayers were whispered into the wind, seeking strength from ancestors, from Japan's enduring spirit. The immense burden of command weighed heavily. Knowing the inevitable cost, the suffering for every soul, Okinawa, an island of quiet beauty, knew not its grim destiny. Soon, it would bleed. A darkness descended, a shadow of unparalleled brutality. The stage was set for a truly hellish encounter. There would be no compromise here. Two wills clashed, neither prepared to yield until the very bitter end. Okinawa was more than an island. It was a brutal lesson, a stark preview for Japan's sacred soil. The air hung thick with dread. A final, desperate stand, destined to echo through time's vast corridors. We've walked through the fury of distant battles. Now, our gaze shifts to another, even grander story. This journey wasn't just about courage, it was about an unstoppable flow of men, machines, and resolve. Back home, across an ocean, the heart of a nation beat in rhythm with the factory floor's hum. Every rivet driven, every sheet of steel shaped, spoke of an industrial might unlike anything seen before. It was this quiet, unwavering dedication that would ultimately power the advance across the vast Pacific. From these colossal workshops emerged a fleet, a veritable armada, built for a purpose beyond imagining. Each man and woman contributing knew their part mattered, a silent promise woven into the very fabric. The sheer volume of supplies, the mountains of equipment, needed to sustain an army across half the world. Each new vessel launched carried not just steel and sailors, but the hopes and fears of an entire nation. This was America's answer, a powerful, determined juggernaut, slowly, inexorably gathering speed across the ocean. To move an army across such distances required an unseen dance, a logistical ballet of incredible complexity. Every gallon of fuel, every bullet, every meal, journeyed thousands of miles to reach the front. The effort was colossal, a testament to human resilience, moving mountains of material across vast, unforgiving waters. Communication, coordination, the silent symphony of thousands of minds working in unison across a world apart. From beachheads to airfields, a rapid transformation as each island became a stepping stone closer to Japan. The march was relentless, each island secured, bringing them closer to the ultimate, terrifying destination. And then, there was Okinawa, not just another island, but the final harrowing gateway to Japan. Its strategic value was stark. Airfields, close enough to launch devastating bombing campaigns against mainland Japan. From Okinawa, the heart of the enemy's war machine could be reached, battered, and hopefully, broken. This island was to be the anvil upon which Japan's final defenses would be shattered, a cruel necessity. But Okinawa was more than just an airbase. It was the essential staging area for the ultimate invasion. The invasion of Japan itself, a plan so vast, so terrifying, it was given the name Operation Downfall. The stakes were unimaginable. Planners knew the human cost would be astronomical. A brutal reckoning awaited. This final, desperate fight would be unlike any other, against an enemy prepared for utter annihilation. Okinawa's rugged landscape and determined defenders made it a fortress, a bitter taste of what lay ahead. At the helm, Admiral Nimitz, his steady hand guiding the vast Pacific fleet, bore an impossible weight. His objectives were clear, yet fraught with peril, balancing strategy with the lives of countless young men. And leading the ground assault, General Buckner, facing the daunting task of breaching Okinawa's hardened defenses, The scale of this undertaking, the sheer audacity of it, was a testament to America's unwavering determination. Yet, beneath this might, lay the solemn understanding. Okinawa would be a brutal, merciless, and unforgettable fight. The dawn of April 1st, 1945. A new month, a new beginning, yet history held its breath. On this quiet morning, far across the ocean, the stage was set for an unimaginable struggle. Beneath this calm, an immense force gathered, an island about to be forever changed. This day, L-Day, would begin the final brutal chapter in the Pacific's unfolding tragedy. Then, they came. A spectacle of power, unlike anything these waters had ever witnessed. Tiny specks, carrying so much hope and dread, heading relentlessly toward that distant shore. The rumble began, a deep, guttural sound echoing across the water. The prelude to hell. Each man knew the stakes, the terrible cost this final journey might demand from them. An unstoppable wave, a tide of steel and flesh, rolling toward the heart of this ancient land. The greatest amphibious assault in Pacific history was now unfolding, irreversible, terrifyingly real. Closer and closer they pressed, toward beaches that whispered of untold dangers, of hidden eyes. Every heart pounded a silent drumbeat, expecting the storm, bracing for the inevitable deafening roar. Yet a strange stillness hung over everything. No gunfire, no warning, just the lapping waves. Where were they? The defenders? The expected firestorm that should have met their landing. A terrifying quiet. Perhaps the most unsettling sound of all in the crucible of war. They surged ashore, feet touching foreign soil, a moment etched into history forever. Each step was measured, filled with trepidation, expecting to be met with a hail of steel. The ocean was behind them, the unknown ahead, and a silence that screamed louder than any explosion. The beachhead expanded, a testament to meticulous planning, yet the true enemy remained unseen. Their instincts screamed danger, despite the placid surroundings. This could not be so easy. Confusion began to ripple through the ranks. Was this a trap? A trick of the enemy? They pushed inland, finding only emptiness. A ghost of a village, devoid of life, devoid of defense. Whispers of desertion, of a retreat. But something felt profoundly wrong, deeply unsettling to them. For days, the advance continued, almost too effortlessly. The expected battle simply wasn't materializing. The ease was a heavy cloak, hiding something sinister, a quiet before the most terrible of storms. The High Command, too, was baffled. This was not the fierce, fanatical defense they had anticipated. Their intelligence suggested a brutal beach defense, yet the beaches were given up without a fight. This unnerving silence, this unexpected ease, was a puzzle they desperately needed to solve. They had gained ground, yes, but at what true cost? What lurked beyond their sight? The U.S. 10th Army was a colossus, an iron fist poised to crush any resistance it found. Roughly 180,000 men, a staggering force, united in purpose, ready for the bitter fight ahead. Steel, armor, and artillery poured onto the island, enough to conquer a small nation. They brought everything needed for a long, grinding war. They were prepared for anything, or so they thought. The initial push inland was measured, deliberate. Each step, a probe into the island's heart. The terrain itself was a formidable foe, thick jungle and steep rises, perfect for a hidden enemy. They sensed it, deep within their bones. The real battle was not on the beaches, but here. The true fortress of Okinawa lay not by the sea, but nestled within these ancient, rocky heights. This surprising calm was no accident. It was the deliberate, chilling masterpiece of General Ushijima. His strategy was bold, unconventional. He would sacrifice the beaches to save his precious men. He would not meet the Americans on the sand. He would draw them into a suffocating embrace. His defense lay deep within Okinawa's very soul. A vast network of caves and tunnels, thousands of concrete bunkers, pillboxes, and artillery positions, all perfectly camouflaged, intricately connected. The mountainous terrain itself became a weapon, a shield for his soldiers, a trap for the invaders. The Americans were bewildered, walking into a labyrinth, where death waited patiently around every hidden corner. The whisper of the wind carried an unspoken dread, a premonition of battles yet to come. The island's heart held secrets, carved deep into stone, waiting to greet them with fire. Each step forward was a prayer, each breath a testament to courage against unseen foes. Not a simple line, but a spider's web woven with steel, concrete, and unyielding will. Ketsu-Go Ridge loomed, a jagged sentinel, demanding an unbearable toll for every hard-won foot. The earth itself became a tomb and a fortress, where echoes whispered fear in the dark. From deep within the rock, an unseen enemy waited, patient, silent, and fiercely resolute. Fire became their grim messenger, reaching into places where bullets simply could not follow. The spirit itself began to fray, stretched thin by endless nights and relentless, silent terror. Then came the thunder, a symphony of destruction, trying to tear the very mountains apart. Each shell a brutal testament, pulverizing stone, shaking the deepest resolve of weary men. Homes became battlegrounds. Intimate spaces of life turned to dust, a stark testament to war. Here, courage wasn't a choice. It was simply the air you breathed, raw and desperate. As darkness fell, so too came the banzai cries, a chilling tide of human desperation. Holding the line meant staring into the void, pushing back against a wave of ferocity. The silence that followed was heavy, broken only by groans, a grim accounting of the night. Next, a place called Sugarloaf, innocent in name, but a crucible of human suffering. Every inch was contested, blood mixing with soil, a desperate struggle against unseen guns. Days bled into weeks, the hill a meat grinder, devouring men with insatiable hunger. Yet, they pressed on, fueled by comradeship, a stubborn will forged in the crucible. The price of this hill was beyond measure, paid in broken bodies and shattered spirits. Beneath the surface, another world of defenses, a maze designed to trap and to kill. Steel rained down, trying to crack the earth's hardened shell to dislodge the entrenched foe. Silence after the storm, a desolate testament to human sacrifice, a quiet, heavy sorrow. The grim march continued, each new objective bearing a name that foretold its bloody fate. The horseshoe awaited, an embrace of death, another formidable bastion of Japanese resolve. Then Bloody Ridge, jagged and unforgiving, its very name a prophecy whispered in the wind. Every crevice held a gun, every shadow a threat, a network of interlocking fire. Here, warfare reverted to its brutal essence, man against man, in a primal, desperate dance. The hidden enemy was everywhere, a phantom, turning every shadow into a potential grave. Only explosives could pry open these iron doors, blasting courage into the heart of stone. Yet again, the charges came, waves of courage and despair, crashing against weary lines. Endurance became their only steadfast companion, a silent witness to unending, fierce brutality. Our own guns roared, trying to carve a path, to soften the stubborn, unyielding rock. The island groaned under the weight of fire, a landscape forever scarred by human fury. Two armies, both bleeding, both broken, locked in a dance of unbearable mutual attrition. The heavens wept with them, turning the bloodied earth into a treacherous, sucking bog. Every step a struggle, every rescue, an act of defiant, heroic compassion against impossible odds. The horrors of day seeped into night, echoing in minds, stealing the precious gift of peace. Amidst the desolation, small fires of brotherhood flickered, warming frozen, weary souls. Their strategy clear: make every inch cost 1,000 lives, exact a terrifying, endless price. But they pressed on, an unstoppable tide, driven by duty and a longing for home. The heart of the stronghold still beat, a challenge beckoning from the bloodied horizon. The typhoon of steel raged, leaving scars on the earth and deep within the souls of men. The ocean breathed beneath a sky thick with steel. A mighty fleet gathered, holding the fate of many worlds. Beneath a deceptive calm, an unspoken tension hummed. Each sunrise brought them closer to a new kind of brutal reckoning. These were boys, many of them, far from home. Their eyes searched the vast blue, seeking unseen dangers. But the storm they faced was not of wind and rain. It was a tempest born of desperation and ultimate sacrifice. From hidden airfields, young men took flight, not to return, but to become a living, guided missile. This was the Kamikaze, divine wind, a terrifying, unprecedented weapon born of an unyielding spirit. The radar screens began to flicker with grim portents. Too many blips, moving with unnatural speed. The alarm screamed, a visceral cry of warning. Every man braced, knowing what this desperate sound truly meant. The sky erupted in flak, a desperate, fiery canopy. But some planes, once committed, could not be stopped. With chilling resolve, they plunged. Each plane a final, terrible expression of absolute, unshakable will. Then came the inferno. A deafening roar, a searing flash, and then only the screams of men. Amidst the flames, brave souls fought to save their comrades, to reclaim their ship from destruction's grip. This was the new face of war at sea, a relentless, unpredictable terror striking from above. Even the land forces watched, helpless. The sky above them was a battlefield of unimaginable, brutal intensity. The cost was immediate, personal, immense. Lives extinguished in an instant, often with no warning. The sea became a graveyard, each ripple a memory, each wave a whispered testament to sacrifice. They came in waves, a relentless, almost unending assault. The sheer numbers were simply staggering. The picket ships, brave guardians, stood alone. Their sacrifice bought precious moments for others, a vital defense. Hundreds of ships damaged, many sunk entirely. The steel behemoths became fragile against such fanaticism. Yet, courage was abundant. Officers and enlisted, they fought back with every ounce of their being. Allied pilots, weary but resolute, soared to meet them. Defending the fleet became their solemn, sacred duty. Above the waves, an aerial ballet of death unfolded. Each engagement a gamble, each victory a reprieve. Their eyes held a haunted resolve, born of constant vigilance. They were the shield against the storm. Sometimes they stopped them. Other times, the impact was unavoidable, a sickening, fatal blow. From every gun on every ship, streams of lead flew, a desperate, primal scream against overwhelming odds. The rhythm of reloading, firing, reloading, an endless, grueling cycle of defense and defiance. The roar of cannons, the shriek of engines, sound itself became a weapon, relentless and utterly terrifying. Sleep became a luxury, peace a forgotten dream. Every shadow held the potential for sudden, violent death. Below decks, the grim tally grew, wounds both physical and unseen, carried by every single man. Even the quiet moments were filled with echoes. The faces of comrades lost, the sound of the last explosion. In shared fear, an unbreakable bond formed. Brothers in arms, facing the unfathomable together, day after day. The vast, dark ocean offered no solace, only a cold, indifferent mirror to their terrible, lonely struggle. Leaders bore an unimaginable burden. Every decision, a life. Every choice, a moment of profound gravity. They patched their wounds, repaired their ships, a testament to human resilience, even in the heart of despair. Even the smallest craft played their part. Patrols, rescues, endless vigilance, a symphony of shared danger. The ocean took its silent toll, each bell's mournful chime, a farewell to a life too soon ended. While the naval inferno raged, a different kind of horror unfolded ashore. The Shuri Line, a fortress. Inch by bloody inch, brave Marines pushed forward. Through rock and mud, they fought for every single yard. Finally, the impossible fell. The Shuri Line, once invincible, surrendered to sheer, brutal American tenacity. A moment of exhausted triumph, quickly overshadowed. Victory brought only a brief, somber, quiet reprieve, but surrender was not in their lexicon. A final, desperate offensive, born of unwavering, brutal conviction. Waves of men, a human tide against steel. A heartbreaking final sacrifice, met with overwhelming firepower. The island groaned under its burden. A grim silence descended, heavy with loss, echoing with endless despair. Okinawa became a crucible of souls, a testament to courage, to sacrifice, and to humanity's enduring terrible costs. The guns fell silent. The very earth seemed to weep, scarred by fury. A heavy quiet descended, palpable. What remained was a landscape of ghosts, a testament to the storm. The true cost was immense. He stood, a silent sentinel, surveying a world remade by fire, forever altered. His spirit was weary. Every shattered piece held a story, a life, a dream, abruptly ended here, a testament to loss. The tally began, slow, agonizing. Each digit represented a son, a brother, a husband, now absent. Over 12,000 American lives extinguished here, a heavy sacrifice etched into this island's soil. Tens of thousands more bore physical scars, their bodies forever marked by Okinawa's unforgiving embrace. The cost wasn't just lives, but shattered peace, haunting memories, and innocence lost forever. For the Japanese forces, the devastation was more absolute, a grim testament to their fierce resolve. An estimated 110,000 Japanese soldiers perished here, vanishing into history's quiet shadow. Their fierce determination, a tragic beauty, met the relentless tide. The island holds their silent memory. But the deepest wound was inflicted upon Okinawa's people, caught in a cataclysm not their own. 150,000 civilians, one-third of the population, simply vanished forever. A silent, tragic toll. Their world shattered, innocent lives extinguished by a war not their own. A silent, profound, lasting sorrow. The material cost was staggering. Machines of war turned to mangled metal, landscapes utterly annihilated. Every crater, every broken branch, whispered of immense destruction wrought across this once green land. The psychological scars ran deeper than any bullet wound, branding souls with images of silent horror. For survivors, peace that followed was fragile, troubled, shadowed by constant, haunting thoughts always. The island healed, slowly, but echoes of screams, explosions, and suffering would forever linger. Okinawa, a name synonymous with unparalleled ferocity, stood as the Pacific War's bloodiest chapter. It was a brutal preview, a chilling glimpse into the desperate fight awaiting on mainland Japan. Imagine the horror magnified, an entire nation prepared to defend every inch with suicidal devotion. Okinawa's ashes held a grim prophecy. The cost of victory was truly beyond human comprehension. Okinawa, a name etched not just in history books, but in the very soul of a people, forever changed by war's harsh hand. The island became more than a battleground. It was a brutal crucible, forging a new, terrifying understanding of conflict's true cost. Its significance rippled far beyond those blood-soaked shores, whispering a chilling premonition of what still might come. The casualty figures from Okinawa were truly horrifying, numbers that brought shivers even to the bravest commanders' hearts. This island's tenacious defense fueled a grim question: what horrors awaited on the Japanese mainland itself? For those in power, the echoes of Okinawa amplified a dreadful truth. Conventional invasion meant untold, unbearable sacrifice. Could the war be ended more swiftly? Could lives be saved, even by such a terrible, unprecedented, awful means? Operation Downfall, the planned invasion, loomed like a monstrous shadow, promising bloodshed on an unimaginable scale. Estimates spoke of millions lost, both Allied and Japanese, a catastrophe that would dwarf all that had come before. Was there another path through this desperate darkness? A question that still haunts the quiet corners of history. Then, a new, terrible option emerged from the crucible of scientific discovery: the splitting of the atom. A cold, agonizing calculation began, weighing human lives against the unfathomable potential of this new weapon. The moral weight of that decision must have been crushing, a burden no leader would ever wish upon themselves. And so, the unthinkable became reality, unleashing a destructive force previously unknown to humankind. The world changed in an instant. The echoes of those 2 terrible days still resonate in our modern age. After the war, Okinawa's strategic value only solidified. becoming a cornerstone in a changing geopolitical landscape. The American presence, born from conflict, took root deeply, shaping the island's future in profound, lasting ways. Today, these bases remain a complex legacy, vital to regional security, yet also a point of ongoing contention. Okinawa stands as a sentinel, its strategic position continuing to influence the delicate balance of power in Asia. But beneath the strategic maps and political debates lie the deep, enduring scars of a painful memory. Memorials stand as silent, sacred witnesses, each name a person, each life a story never forgotten. Okinawa holds a unique place in both Japanese and American narratives, a testament to its singular, difficult journey. The island whispers its lessons through the generations of sacrifice, profound choices, and the enduring human spirit. Okinawa's whisper carries echoes of a fight, unlike any other, a raw, visceral struggle remembered deeply. It was a crucible of human will, testing endurance, the very limits of unimaginable pain endured. This small island, once a quiet home, became a strategic pivot, forever altering global war's course. The sheer ferocity, the unwavering resolve, showed what total war truly demanded, a horrifying precursor. It was a brutal, desperate preamble, a final, horrifying act before a new, terrifying atomic chapter. Okinawa's cost foreshadowed the ultimate price, pushing humanity towards an unthinkable, chilling nuclear precipice. Each cross, each name, a stark, painful testament to total war's absolute, crushing, unforgettable cost. The very ground here absorbed tears and blood, an indelible scar upon the Earth's quiet, haunted surface. It reminds us, behind every statistic, every strategy, were countless human stories, abruptly, tragically ended. The sacrifices echo through time, urging us to remember profound lessons etched onto this sacred, hallowed land. May their memory guide our steps, ensuring unimaginable suffering never again darkens humanity's precious doorstep. If this story touched you, please subscribe, like, and share it with others seeking historical understanding. Your thoughts, your reflections on this pivotal battle truly enrich our shared historical journey. Join our community. Let's continue exploring history's profound tales together, understanding its enduring legacy.